guys, thanks for stopping by. The Pixel 5 was released in October of 2020. It's been out for nearly 8 months. How has it held up, and is it still worth picking up in 2021? Let's find out. This is the Pixel 5. The Pixel 5 came as a direct sequel to the interesting Pixel 4 release of 2019. This year was a little different though. Only one size was available at 6 inches with no XL version, and only 2 colors, just black and sorta sage. The phone released at $699, so what do you get for your money? You get a 6-inch 1080p AMOLED with a 90Hz refresh rate, the first for a Pixel device. Gone are the regular and XL versions, with only one size offered at 6 inches of Gorilla Glass 6. Gone was the face-detecting Soli radar of the Pixel 4, with Google instead opting for the tried-and-true fingerprint sensor on the back of the phone. Gone was the 1440p screen option, with the 5 screen coming in at 1920 by 1080p. Gone was the latest powerhouse Snapdragon chip, instead opting for a middle-of-the-road 765G. Now, all of these might sound like Google cut a lot of premium features for a flagship phone, but I think they did so with a purpose: price and simplicity. The Pixel 5 launched at $699 in just 2 colors, sorta sage and just black. Let's talk about the body. The phone feels solid in the hand with a body made out of aluminum that's covered with a nice feeling thick plastic coating. It adds better grip, it should hold up nicely with long-term use, and fare much better than glassback phones and accidental drops. The phone is waterproof with IP68 water resistance. The screen brightness is decent with a max of 610 nits, but it's still plenty bright in daylight visibility. One new addition I mentioned was the 90Hz refresh rate. This is a nice jump from the standard 60Hz panels found on most phones, but it's not a game changer. Scrolling feels smoother and the phone can drop back down to 60 Hz on static screens and images to preserve battery. Let's talk about the battery. This has been the area where I've been most impressed. With a large 4080 mAh battery, this has been a 1.5 to 2 day phone with light to moderate use. It's really been a breath of fresh air when compared to the previous Pixel flagships. And when it's time to top off, wireless charging is included at a max of 10 watts, or you can fast charge at up to 18 watts. I would have liked to have seen at least 25 watt charging here, as other brands have blown past this for years now. For media consumption, the hole punch cutout up top is unobtrusive and the phone packs dual speakers. Sadly, the speakers are just not good. The bottom firing speaker is fine, with average volume that distorts at max volumes. The top speaker, however, barely comes through. In order to preserve a symmetrical look, Google opted to remove the speaker grill from the top and use an under-the-glass speaker. It works fine for calls, but music and media playback is muffled and barely audible. It really is kind of a weird choice they made. Now let's talk about the processor. Though a middle-class processor, the 765G flies through tasks with no issues, helped in part by 8 gigs of RAM, the most ever in a Pixel phone. When you combine this with the 90Hz screen, you get a very enjoyable day-to-day usage. I'm not much of a mobile gamer, but the phone had no issues running any of the latest games in my testing. How about the cameras? When it comes to point-and-shoot photography, the Pixel 5 is still neck and neck with the top-of-the-class flagships. The rear shooter packs 12.2 megapixel wide and 16 megapixel ultra-wide lenses. Color accuracy is great, without heavy saturation, and nice little bonuses like night sight and astrophotography add to the experience. Video, however, is still sadly lacking. The rear cameras can record up to 4K at 60 frames per second and comes with good stabilization, but the final product just isn't something that I would want to use very often. When compared to what you can get on similar priced cameras like the iPhone 12 mini, the video quality just can't match up. With the software prowess that Google possesses, I'm still a little confused as to why Android phones haven't been able to match video quality yet. Strangely enough, this is the same main camera sensor Google has been using in every phone since the Pixel 3, so it's definitely time for an upgrade. 5G is also included with this processor, but that could vary greatly depending on where you live and what service you have. In my town, I've been able to get sub-6 5G with T-Mobile, and while the speeds are faster, they're not worth buying the phone for that point alone. Until the network is built out, this is more of a talking point than a useful upgrade for most people. Let's talk about the extras. One thing I don't think people talk about enough and that I've always enjoyed are the Pixel exclusives such as call screening, which blocks incoming spam calls without your phone even ringing, and call waiting, which can hold for you and sends an alert when the other party comes on the line. Monthly updates are great, with you being the first to get new security patches and bug fixes. You don't really think about these things until you use another brand phone like a Samsung, and you've got spam calls blowing up your phone and the updates don't come for months at a time. So should you get a Pixel 5 now? That's a tough question. The phone has been great for me these last 6 months and still runs as fast as the day it came out, but Google still has this phone priced at $699 on the Google Store, which is, I think, way too high. If this phone had been $599 at release, it certainly would have been more successful. You also have to keep in mind that the rumored Pixel 5a is just around the corner and should bring a lot of what the 5 offers at a much better price, perhaps without the premium build or wireless charging. Then there's the Pixel 6, which should come out later this year and is rumored to be the first Pixel phone with Google's own custom processor. But those are just rumors for now. I say if you can get a Pixel 5 today for $499, it's a solid buy. If not, I would wait and see what Google has in store with its phones coming in the next few months. Anyways, that's all I've got. Thanks for stopping by today. I really appreciate it.